In this video, we're going to start getting a little more complex with our coding, and this time we're going to look at a while loop. So if you go to your Vex testbed monster PowerPoint, remember this is the 170 slide. If you went to slide 98, you'd see a decision making while loops and Boolean logic. We're going to start with a while loop. And if you see this, a while loop, as it says here, is a structure within robot C which allows a section of code to be repeated as long as that condition remains true. So this is very important, that last little bit, as long as a certain condition remains true. So there are three parts to this. So we're going to look for the while loop. So it starts while, and then we have condition. So condition, that is something that has to be true or false. So if you think about that in terms of like our electricity units back in the beginning of the year, if something is true, then it will do its program. If it is false, it will not. I'll say, okay? And then we see that in between its own curly braces, then we will have its own little program, and you'll see that once we get there. A couple things I want to cover here. I'm skipping ahead to slide 104 there. While loops do not consistently check their conditions, okay? So what's happening, remember when it runs through the code, it goes from top to bottom. So if it gets there and the condition is true, then the while loop will run. If the condition is false, and if that's what you want, it will not run. So while loops do not keep programs running forever. Okay, so as it says right here, if the condition is met with false, the robot moves past the while loop and does not revisit it. So understand that. And then they are a structure, not a command. We'll get to that. So let's go to our robot C. So to find where the while loop is, it's actually up in control structures. So I'm going to close my natural language there. And we're going to go into control structure here. And you'll see right here, while condition body. That's what we're looking for. So I'm just going to add this to the bottom of my program here. So what we just did earlier, I had my start motor until touch, stop motor, start motor until touch, stop motor. Okay? So what I'm going to do is while, first before I start, I want to back up here. So I see that I've got these curly braces here. The curly braces act as, these are the start and end of your program. Because the while loop has a loop, you need a start and end to that program. So we have curly braces within that little loop in the body here. So I want to quick go back to our PowerPoint, and let me see if I have that here. Here we go. So we were saying what our condition is. So I'm going to go back to slide 109. Or let me back up. So Boolean statements. This is called Boolean logic. The statements that can only be true or false are called Boolean statements. So think of them as kind of our logic gates of coding. So if I look here, I need to put a sensor value. So right now we've been working with two sensors. We've had our bump switch and our limit switch. That can either have a 1 or a 0. Either it's on or it's off. And so if we look here, condition is equals 1 or 0 equals 1. Right? So if you put the 0 is equal to 1, that would say, hey, I need this to be a false. Right? So equals is equal to. So we're going to try this out. So my condition needs to be a sensor value. And there we go, right there. And then I need to put a bracket. So that is, the bracket is right next to the P. It's that square kind of bracket looking. It's almost like a parentheses, but it's cornered off there, okay? So we've got a square bracket, and I'm going to go my bump switch bracket, and then it needs to be equals 1. So if my bump switch is held down, then what I want is I want to have my claw motor start or open and close. So we're going to start. Wait 2 seconds. Wait. Start. Wait. And then stop. So this is for my claw motor. So I'm going to write here claw motor 100. Wait 2 seconds. Claw motor -100. Wait 2 seconds. And then I'm going to stop my claw motor. Now, what should happen is that while the bump switch is held down, the claw motor should be opening and closing. But then when you let go of the bump switch, it should shut off. Good luck with this. If you have a hard time, make sure you ask me. This is where we start getting really tough with a lot of our coding, because if we don't have things right, it won't work. So remember to compile your program. Make sure we have no errors before you download to your robot. Good luck, guys.